Welcome, race fans, to another exciting week of Sunday Night Skippy Racing action. We're joining you, you're joining us live here at Virtual Road Atlanta for the short configuration. I'm joined tonight by Peter Lee in the broadcast booth. Peter, how you doing?
Hey, Chris, I'm doing great. Looking forward to a good race on a hot, slick track tonight.
As usual, this is going to be a fun one. Obviously not the full configuration here, which I think is going to lead. I've seen some amazing conversations happening in the Discord and some great clips as well throughout the week. Some frustration as well, but this should be a fun, fast course for us. And it looks like the drivers are getting their drivers briefing. So let's take a look at the starting grid for tonight. We've got a pretty good overall grid here. Jesse Hickman in his first race, I believe, on pole, with Jake Ashe on the outside pole in that second position. And I think we've got 17 total, so I'll scroll through here. Anything that sticks out to you?
Well, as you pointed out, Jesse Hickman is new to Skippy Formula 2 in the Sunday Night Skippy League, and so it's impressive to see him at the top. And then we're again seeing Jake Ashe and his speed showing up, and Rusty Pondenberg as well. So I think it's going to be a pretty tight field. In fact, you know, if you look at the qualifying times, it's just about a second covers the top 10, actually the top 11 of the whole field. And so I think it's going to be super tight.
Yep, this is going to be really exciting. The drivers are taking the grid here now. Let's focus on it. Oh, and just kidding. There we go. There they are. You can already see, even with only 17 of them, they're around the final corner there.
There they go. Now, you know, I think you were saying about the chatter on the Discord, you know, because I think racers oftentimes, if they're new to Road Atlanta, have a hate relationship with it at first and then come to love it.
Yeah, it seems like one of those where, especially in the public races, things can get a little more sporty than you would hope. But right here, I mean, this is classic Road Atlanta. They're going through, there's turn one, that sweeping right-hander, and then there's the, I don't know what they're called, but basically the S is there, and that's tough. It's like a nice blind, you're going over the hill, and that's where they kind of deviate from the normal Road Atlanta. This is the short configuration. They take that right-hander right there and just kind of loop back around.
Well, and this short configuration really, you know, requires a lot of patience because, you know, this is one of those classic slow in, fast out. Oh, it looks like we have someone off track at the chicane. That's Kyle McCormick. And, you know, on cold tires, it's just a classic problem to have right there.
Indeed. Well, he is off and rolling again. Doesn't look too worse for the wear. I don't see any obvious damage, at least, but the racing remains tight, and you don't know that because I still have best time up there. So let's look at the gaps. There we go. That'll give everybody a little bit better idea where the standings are. But look at this, Jake Ashe really making a push there on our leader Jesse Hickman.
Yeah, and then you know, there's Rusty Pondenberg, but then going back, there's a big train starting at P4 with Chris Daniel, Alan Paris, Daniel Kowalski, Ian Worrell, Rob Chestnut, Barry Stockdale. They're just nose to tail, all 6 of those cars.
Jake and Jesse going side by side. Jake getting better of it there. It's going to give Jesse the line, but this is not over. You can see now that as the tires start to get a little bit warmer and they're a little bit more sure of their vehicles, I imagine we're going to see, I mean, look at this. These guys are side by side here. They've been for quite a while, more or less.
Right. Now this T1 going up the hill has been just treacherous for everyone. If you just put one wheel on the grass, there's no saving it. And then right at the top of the hill here, you get really light. And then you sort of slalom down these S's going down the hill. Now it looks like Alan Paris has gone off in T4 right through the S's, but seems okay. He's rejoining the track.
Seems to be the theme here so far, which is good. You can see a lot of grass there in the upper. We had to travel quite a ways to get to the wall there. Carter Stickney and Thomas Photos there in a good battle. Looks like Thomas is going to make his way past.
And a little further up the field, Daniel Pogowski and P5 and Ian Worrell are in a tight little battle there. Coming up to turn 1. It's great to see Ian Worrell back on track. Oh, and up ahead of them, looked like Christopher Daniel went off onto the grass, and that's exactly what we were talking about in T1. You can save it, but once you're on the grass there, you'll just lose all sorts of time and position.
Sure. Well, I guess the good news is you just got to kind of wait, hopefully, for other drivers to do the same. It seems to be...
Well, it's like we were saying in the pub races, people just re-enter from that grass.
Right.
It does look like Ian's managed to get a better run. Oh, and then had passed Daniel Pogowski, but then Daniel at the chicane has taken the position back. And that battling has allowed Rob Chestnut to catch up to them. So now that's a group of 3 that are all nose to tail.
And yeah, this whole group kind of reforming to some extent that we saw earlier. Look at Kyle McCormick making the move, or trying to make the move there. Barry Stockdale. Gosh, I got to imagine. I don't know if my paints are running again. We've been having some issues with the paints, but I don't think that's Barry Stockdale's paint.
Yeah, these poor drivers are probably losing lots of sponsorship dollars.
I know. We'll refresh one more time here, but thank goodness.
But yeah, that group of cars, from P4 down to P9, they are now going down this back straight, kind of too wide, through the chicane, and they're safe. That looks unsafe, but pretty good drive.
Look back from Ian's gearbox there. Get a real nice up close view. Look at that.
Yeah, that is going to be hard to keep up for 35 minutes. We'll see what these guys do.
Yeah, well, I guess fortunately, unfortunately, we still got our pit stops to look forward to. So we'll...
Indeed. In fact, the pit window is probably opening soon. We'll see if Jake Ashe takes his early stop, as he often does.
Looks like he's maintaining contact, right, with Hickman for the time being, and we're going to go too wide. Oh. And they keep sorted. Photos is going to try to make the move again to the inside. They come around.
This is great racing. This is awesome.
This is... Oh, they're going to go 3 wide down into turn 1.
Someone has to back out. Yep.
Nice. Oh, a little wiggle there from the 11 car.
And now this turn right here is the one that scares me the most. Turn 2, then turn 3. And you see like Goodenor going way wide. And what happens when you're under pressure is you just forget how light the car gets right up there. And
Photos really... He's doing a little, hopefully his SPO was set correctly, because...
Yeah, they won't have to pay the lawn crew over there this week.
Let's see if we can't ride along board there with... I don't know what... Oh wait, we gotta back it up a little bit more. he just bailed, maybe.
Yeah. But, good on him that he didn't bend the car at all.
Yeah. Trying to keep everybody safe there, looks like, and able to do so, including himself. So, Jake Ashe to your... Oh,
Yep.
I keep missing him. He keeps losing spots. There we go, Jake, into pit road.
Yep. And no surprise there.
Right.
The pit window is open, and he's always fond of taking that early pit stop. And honestly, sometimes, there is a draft effect on this track, but it's not that big. And, staying safe and out of traffic, avoiding other spinners, there's something to be said for that. Meanwhile, this group from P5 on down is they're just really going at it.
Really keeping it together here.
But I'm sure these guys are just loving this too, because part of the chatter on the Discord this week was, people coming to grips with this course and really starting to love it, and then just being murdered in the pub races.
Well, you can see there's just so much potential for it. Look at how wide the track is. To your point, I'm sure there's a bit of a draft effect, although there's enough turns in there. Oh, look at behind them. Boy. Yeah, there's just so much opportunity to get upside next to somebody, and with the Skippy, the way that it turns, it is very tough. I mean, we talked about slip angle before, and you really got to know how to maneuver that car if you're going to be going 2-3 wide through some of these sections like these guys are.
Like Barry Stockdale came in for his first fuel stop. He's just exiting the pits now.
All right, well, on that note, let's bring up the number of pit stops so folks can see who has pit and who hasn't.
And Rob Chestnut and Rich Butler have just went into pit lane.
All right, so a couple different strategies playing out here. This is a group of 3. This Thomas Photos, Phil Erikelian, and Alan Paris fighting for P8. So Thomas Photos up 6 spots, Phil Erikelian up 7.
The thought process for someone like Rob Chestnut that was in that group is just safety and survival. You have to just wonder, how many laps can you roll the dice like that?
Well, right. I mean, so to your point, these guys have been keeping it super clean, but I mean, you put yourself in those positions for just long enough. I mean, how long are you willing to do that? So get yourself separated from the crowd. You can see Jake did the same thing, as Phil Erikelian's thinking better of that as well, and kind of get everybody spread out a little bit. I think it's fun. It's fun to do that, and it's fun to watch. But from a survival standpoint, that's probably the smart move for a lot of these drivers here. Chris Daniel leading, Carter Stickney and Thomas Photos now. Our list of guys who have not pit yet is dwindling.
Yeah, Phil Erikelian's in the pit. I'm just looking at the recent lap times also. Jake Ashe, he came out and started doing low 107s, whereas, that train of cars was more in the high 107s. And, I think they're just having to be a little more defensive, and, and Jake can come out in some clear track and just try to hot lap it for a little while.
Yeah, it takes a few of your brain cells to think about those cars next to you. As you can see, both Photos and Stickney peeling off from Chris Daniel, so they will be into pit road. I'll leave Chris Daniel all by his lonesome there.
Meanwhile, up in P1, Jesse Hickman is just serenely just lengthening his lead. He's almost 9 seconds up on Rusty Pontenberg in P2.
And the one to keep in mind there, Jake was about a second behind him when he went into pit road. He's got a 35-second lead over Jake at the moment. And Hickman on the radio there, you got to imagine that's him calling out his pit stop.
Yep, and there he goes into the pit lane.
So let's keep our eye on that. Oops. Man, these pit lane cameras are not great. We really need Pim.
Yes. Well, it is great. The Cavalcade Racing Network, it does seem to be upgrading its cameras. And so
yeah, slowly but surely. So there's, we'll highlight Jake so you can see him there on the track map in green. He's coming around the final bend. Can't see him on screen yet. Oh, there he is, across the start-finish line. There goes Jesse Hickman.
This will be close.
So Jake coming across turn 1 at speed. And, oh, man, sends it just a little bit wide. So Jesse Hickman, though, is going to get him out right either way. But that certainly will give him just a little bit more of a gap.
Yeah, about a 3.5 second lead there.
There you go. Well, Dan Pegowski now the lone holdout.
And as we know, Dan Pegowski is sort of the opposite here of Jake. You know, likes to run the tank drive before coming in. But it looks like he is coming in for his first fuel stop now.
All right, so let's look at the pit laps for everybody just to see how many different strategies we got going on here. Find it, there we go. So everywhere from, well, I guess 2 doesn't really count there, but 7 all the way to 14, I guess, is what we're on right now. Just about every lap in between.
Boy, I am really impressed with just how close everyone is staying here. It's
I missed some of the comments on here, so we got go Ian. I think this was from when we were talking about going side by side in the Skippy. It quote unquote turns. It doesn't turn. It just kind of slides until you catch it. And then good packs, fun battles. Yep, agreed with that. And Pim, curious if Jake's strategy is finally going to pay off. I think time will tell. He's obviously on a much earlier pitch strategy. He'll be coming in sooner than everybody else, having to fill up a little bit more. But he certainly got some pace today.
Absolutely.
Everybody's fastest lap is pretty close, pretty tight.
Yeah, very, very close. It's a pretty hot track, 134 degrees Fahrenheit. And, it's, I'm noticing Ian Worrell had volunteered to us, Chris, to come into the broadcast booth while racing, and he's trying to chase down Rusty Pontenberg. I don't know if there's a good time to bother him.
Yeah, you want to jump in and see if he's willing to pop on up?
Yeah, go ahead and check with him, so I'll be right back.
Perfect. Well, in the meantime, let's check out the closest battle we've got going on here, which is Carter Stickney doing his best to chase down Rob Chestnut. This is the battle for 9th position overall.
Right, so...
5 seconds.
Hey, Ian, thanks. We know you're busy there trying to catch Rusty Pontenberg, but tell us a little bit about track conditions and how the race is going.
The track is so hot, mate. It is just nuts. I tried to set it to the same defaults as iRacing, and
Yes.
The track ended up being up in the 170 degree Fahrenheit. I mean, it's just insane. It's like driving on lava.
I think once you get above 120, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's crazy.
Well, we're watching from your cockpit, and that was a good save there. We know how treacherous that turn is.
But I'll tell you, though, I'm having a hell of a time. It's so much fun. You know, I really like this track, although I don't really like this temperature. I could do with it being like 80 degrees cooler, I guess, something like that.
Yes. Well, we'll leave you to it. It does look like you're...
thing for you to look at.
Yeah,
I hope you guys
like...
have seen some good stuff. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Some great racing, and considering the fact you're having to navigate 134-degree track, really impressive car control from everybody, truly.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We won't be able to put up with the same problems, but yeah, it's just a hoot. It really is, and I mean, it's so much fun racing with these guys, you know.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to catch you guys later.
Yeah, we'll leave you to it. Glad we didn't.
Well, Ian's certainly sweating there on the hot track, but really appreciate him taking the time and energy to do that, as he's, like you mentioned, going after that podium spot. 2.85 seconds now back from Rusty Pottenberg in third.
And it looks like Phil Erikalian is in the pits, and while we were talking to Ian, Justin Atkinson took a pit stop.
Phil Erikalian is behind pit road.
Oh, yes. What is that?
Not 100% sure what the heck happened here. Let's see. I want to... Oh, yeah, he just took it back to the garage.
Yeah.
I don't see him having crashed or anything like that, so I don't know. All right, back. Well, anyway.
Oh, that's a new one.
Back to yeah. Take it to the garage. We're done for the day. Jesse Hickman continues to lead. Kyle McCormick is back there in 5th position, and Chris Daniels giving him a run for the money as Dan Pagowski is watching from behind. These guys are going to take it too wide.
Yeah, coming down that hill into the chicane, that is just psychologically, I feel it too. Like I did a pub race here today, and it just goads you into diving in to the inside there. Yeah, you just almost can't resist it. I don't know what it is about the psychology of that turn.
Well, let's ride along board here with Dan Pagowski and see what his... Oh, they're gonna touch!
Oh, they interlocked wheels, and boy.
Parts go flying.
It was good for the other drivers behind to be able to avoid the mess there.
Indeed. Now, do you get an off track for bailing out there?
Yes, you do. Yep. But better an off track than ending your race.
This, I would imagine, is true. Yep, look at that. So, oh boy.
Boy. Yeah, it's that looked eerily like the similar kind of incident that Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had.
Yeah, they got a little.
I think it was probably Chris Daniel on the inside. Probably missed. The apex was drifting out a little bit, and the question is, whether he had any grip to do anything different. That's Kyle McCormick. Oh boy. And just like with the Hamilton Verstappen incident, it was the guy on the outside that got the worst of it.
Yeah, well, luckily, I guess, Chris is going to be able to walk away from this quite
Yes.
easily without the wind knocked out. I don't know if you heard the audio there from Verstappen's onboard, or the team radio, but you could tell he was not feeling it. And obviously, you could see him in pain getting out. But Chris Daniel, not so much. Hopefully, just a little bit of frustration there. And no wind knocked out of him. Barry Stockdale's going to come in for another pit stop as we get actually quite a few takers here.
Rob Chestnut, Colin McCormick also. And so people are coming in for their second stops. These should be fairly short stops. They don't need much fuel here.
So we missed it while we were talking about this, but Jake, it looks like, went in for his second pit stop already.
Yeah.
So there you go. Jake is currently your leader on 2 pit stops. He's got 38 seconds to Jesse Hickman. Now, I believe, if you remember, 36 seconds was the gap last time, and Jesse Hickman was able to pull out with several second lead. So this is boding well right now for Hickman. I do believe that 404 not found car.
Absolutely. And, I think he has the purple lap of the race so far. He's keeping it pretty steady and fast. Boy, just looking ahead to the SF1 race after this, just imagine with, 2 or 3 times as many cars on the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Looks like Ian Worrell has just finished his second stop. Rich Butler's in the pit now.
There you go. So that's going to leave Hickman, Pottenberg, Pogowski, Stickney, and Paris. Your top 5 are your remaining holdouts for that second pit stop, and we are now inside the 10 minutes left in the race. Yeah, for 40 cars, the grid, I think we're going to take up half the track.
Yeah, I think where I qualify, I'll be way up the hill. That'll give me a good run at the start, at least.
There you go. You got some momentum, huh? That's a Road Atlanta short hack right there.
Right.
Grid in the back.
I'm curious if Jesse Hickman's going to come in this time around. It'll be about time. They'll have about roughly 8 laps or so to go after this time. And it looks like Jesse's out.
Not opts to go around at least one more time. Some good racing here. This is your closest battle on track. Rob Chestnut, Kyle McCormick for the 9th position overall. So a nice top 10 evening for these guys. Kyle McCormick involved in that wheel-to-wheel touch there. So down overall 5 spots, but still looking like he may salvage a top 10.
Also, there's a battle for P11 with Barry Stockdale and Rich Butler. And they've been going at it. And then, not too far back from them is Christopher Daniel trying to make up some time, and so it'll be interesting just to see, to see how those things shake out. Just battles all the way up and down the field here.
Oh, here comes Hickman. Yep.
Yep.
As the crowd looks on, and it looks like he's going to actually go down pit road and not behind the wall, so that's a good start.
I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Yeah, that's a insider trick right there. He's gonna pull into that first black easy up, get some Sunoco race fuel, and keep your eye. Jake Ashe is Coming around the corner once again. I think the lead that Hickman was able to pull out there, though, is a little bit more than it was last time, as you can see Jake there about to cross the, right side of your screen. But Hickman well away.
Yep. While we were watching that, Rusty Pottenberg had an issue and spun off track in the chicane, but is back on at it. But that does drop him back out of the podium spots, and so now Jake Ashe is running P3 with Daniel Pogowski still having the pit ahead of them in P1.
Well, you're as 6 minutes remain in the race. So once again, your closest battle here is Kyle McCormick, Rob Chestnut, and it looks like everybody but Pogowski, who is now going down pit road, has pit. So bring that down, clear up the screen a little bit.
And so I believe this is going to give Ian Worrell a chance to get past Daniel Pogowski for that third and final podium spot. Yes, and looks like Ian will clearly get around here.
Pogowski still there on pit road, as you can see, and comfortably making his way around. So Ian now holds the third spot. Quite a gap up to Jake, but and he's still got to hold off Thomas Photos quick in his own right. So nothing is for sure yet, but it would be a really great finish there for Ian, up 7 spots.
Oh yeah, and Thomas Photos up 10 spots. So great drives by those.
Definitely one of the nominees for driver of the day there.
Meanwhile, Daniel Pogowski continues to find himself in tight quarters. He's battling with Carter Stickney, and as they come down to the chicane, I'm just wondering, looks like Carter's not going to dive in.
Whoa, we're going to get a nice, good, close look there at Dan Pogowski's backside. This is it. I think with all the gaps, we've got the battle for 5th here, the battle for 9th with Rob and Kyle. And everything else is pretty well sorted. I say that, but you can see Rusty Pottenberg starting to sneak his way up into this battle for the 5th spot too. The Goobers, Gobstoppers, whatever they are.
Your kids will be teaching you about that.
Yeah, so I don't know, I said Goobers. Oh, we got to vote for Ian for driver of the day, and all right, so I wish we could figure out a way to do a Twitch poll. That's a thing.
Oh,
right?
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Everybody could vote for driver of the day. Look at this.
Yeah, there's in the Twitch chat, there's someone making a comment about what the Skippy gearbox looks like, and
In
it
case
is
you were
true
wondering.
when you're racing in these Skippies, you really get a close look at the anatomy of Skippy gearboxes often.
Well, that's what I found too with the V. I did the V race for anybody who's watching. I would highly recommend doing those Saturday morning. That was a lot of fun. I think Lime Rock Park was a little unique, but allowed somebody like me who didn't ever really run the V to still run in the pack. But you notice a lot of details. We noticed they have a little. I noticed there's a little GoPro mounted on the roll bar there, which I thought was pretty cool. And I learned a little bit about the anatomy there, the gearbox and whatnot. Just doing some laps with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the V race is the V just is another one of these cars that just invites so much close-in racing. So it looks like Justin Atkinson came in to the pits. I don't know if that's a tow or.
Looks like he entered it outright.
Yeah.
So that'll be his third trip down pit road. Could have been either a penalty or a not enough fuel, something like that.
Right. Yeah, it can happen. I've definitely needed to come in on the last lap, and we're approaching that. I think this time around, Jesse Hickman is now through the chicane. He's probably going to get the white flag this time around.
Copy that. All right, well, keep your eye in there. For a second, it looked like Alan Paris had starting to close the gap. As Carter pulls away.
Maybe this won't be. It looks like Jesse Hickman probably passed the start-finish line with enough time.
Oh,
so
just enough time right there. That would about there would be your.
Yeah. Wow. So that could bring fuel into play here. It'll be interesting to see how that.
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
that
that's
takes
the
out.
interesting thing about the timed races, right? You just you don't know how many laps, so you really gotta count on that little bit of extra. It's kind of what I do with in the oval. You count on the green white checkered always.
Yeah. Well, just coming around turn one, boy, Rusty Pontenberg.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, they might touch.
Oh.
You're gonna go 3 wide. Oh man, up into the whatever this part is. Was that the? I don't know. We're calling it chicane.
Right now we're coming down the
What's that
S's.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Rusty lost some momentum there, but he should be able to draft back up coming into the chicane down the back straight.
Well, not to take anything away there.
Okay, so Jesse Hickman's taking the white flag.
White flag this time. Okay, so yeah, he's around. Hickman's coming down turn 1, so this will be the last lap.
Boy, this is
Ooh.
battle on the track right now.
Yeah, and then just behind them, Kyle McCormick and Alan Paris. Kyle McCormick
Yeah.
making the charge up here.
It looks like Rusty's getting a little run here, coming out of the last turn, coming into turn 1.
Hickman working his way past lap traffic there as they head in to take the checkered flag. We will get his first race and first victory here in a commanding one at that 9 seconds. Congratulations to Jesse Hickman on the race victory. Jake Ashe in second. And about 7 seconds behind him, yep, Ian Worrell in third, grabbing that podium spot commandingly. So great job. Carter Stickney is going to come in fourth with a great battle. Rusty Ponberg, Dan Pagowski, they're really going for it here. This is the last couple turns to make something happen. Can Rusty pull off this little, there's not much room between that turn there and the finish line, so
Comes up fast.
that was pretty good though. Same with Rich Butler just a little further back there from Barry Stockdale, so not gonna be able to make anything happen there. But Barry's gonna round out your top 10. And what? I feel like something may have happened to Otis. Entered the pits again too.
Yeah, something
I
he must
missed
have
that
had.
because he had been
Yep.
running up there. He had some pretty good pace, but looks like he did enter pit road. He missed that, so. And that's all she wrote.
Wow, that was pretty action-packed.
Yeah, there was a lot to go back and unpack. And congratulations once again to Jesse Hickman, Jake Ashe, and Ian Worrell on the podium. There is the rest of your race results. And it looks like we brought this back, the formation lap, if you will.
This is an awesome thing for people who haven't seen this before. The Skippy Formula 2 ends up being, so hard fought as you saw here. But people are also, there's a lot of camaraderie, and so there's sometimes the tradition of doing a formation lap at the end of the race before wrecking your cars.
Right. Yeah, I feel like either I've been missing it or just hasn't been done, but it's good to see it make a comeback. I think it's very sporting and just really cool.
Oh yeah, and it's just a great thing to. In fact, I think I credit Ian Worrell, and so it's no surprise that he's there
There you go.
leading that.
Well, I guess we're gonna let you go and start getting ready for the SF1 race.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I hope I survive.
There, yeah. That appears like it's going to be the key.
Yeah.
The only thing.
I do love driving this track, though. It is an awesome track. It really has it all, even in this short configuration. So, looking forward to it.
It looks fast and fun. A fast track where you're not completely counting on the draft. So,
Right.
really
Yep.
unique. Well, thanks for joining us, Peter. Good luck tonight in the Skippy Formula One race. We'll be cheering you on, but not too much because that's the broadcaster's curse.
Right.
Nobody wants that. For everybody else, we'll go on a little break. I'll put up the timer once I figure out once I get the other session loaded and figure out when the race is going to start. We will see everybody back here in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. This is Skippy Formula 1 racing now after watching a very exciting Skippy Formula 2 race here at Virtual Road Atlanta in the short configuration. I am joined this evening by Michael McLeod. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, I guess. It's definitely different sitting in this car simulator rig without a steering wheel, but doing great.
Yeah, it makes it a little more tough, I would imagine, for sure.
A lot more space.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's definitely one way to look at it.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm really excited to watch this. I think the 17 or so drivers from the earlier race really showed us the potential this track has. I know Peter and I were talking about it, where there seems to be a love-hate relationship with it. It's fast. It's a wide track. Not a lot of draft, but things happen in a hurry here, and I'm really excited to see how 42 drivers, that's how many we have signed up at the moment that are on the grid, 42 drivers who are going to be working their way around this track here. Let's take a look real quick. Jeffrey Decker on the pole, Adam Wright on the outside pole. I believe that's the highest starting position he's ever had, so congratulations there to Adam. And then a few of the usual suspects there shuffling in. We'll work our way through the grid, find your favorite driver. Got Team Bell checking in. Nice to see you, Sarah. Let's see. Where is Scott? Oh yeah, there we go. E10. We already skipped right by him there. I don't know why I thought he'd be further down, but good start in there. Grid spot there for Scott Bell in the number 5 car. So we'll keep an eye out on him. And yeah, this is going to be a good one, man. Anything that you're looking for in this particular track? Anything, I don't know if you watched the earlier race, but anything we didn't touch on, or just in general, what's your kind of takeaway from Road Atlanta Short?
It's going to be definitely a very interesting race with 42 cars. I'm really curious how because it's such a short lap, how's it gonna work when their incidents happen, and then the blue flag going on, and how's that all gonna work and play into, I guess, just the whole race. I'm sort of curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, we made a joke about how far back the field was going to be stacked with this many cars to start, but kind of not joking. I mean, we're going to get into traffic here real quick, and that's where that pit strategy may come in. Drivers using that to their advantage to try to spread themselves out a little bit, and we'll see how that goes for them. The drivers look like they're getting ready to grid. You can see everybody populating. Let's try to take a look here from the blimp view, and a little further back here. Look at that, all the way up the hill.
One thing to note for sure is this is a 34 Celsius track. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 34 Celsius at the track level. So that's quite a cool track compared to what everyone's been dealing with in the pubs. So that's going to help a lot with everyone's confidence and wheel to wheel and making passes and just on the cold tire laps in general. So it's going to make for a very interesting race.
Definitely a lot cooler than the Skippy Formula 2 race, which was so we're at 94 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 134, so we're about 40 degrees cooler than we were. But the lights are about to go out here at Road Atlanta. Let's watch these Skippy Formula 1 drivers take the green flag and start working their way down. As you can just see, this murder of Skippies, this gaggle. Look at that, 4 wide all the way back there. That turn 1, so precarious, and we've already got cars off track. A little further back, did not catch who that was.
Well, and Jeffrey Decker had, Adam Wright had a slight bobble. That was close. Jeffrey Decker is just looking very composed up front. And wow, this is quite a field.
Yeah, this is, things are getting real dicey. They're going 2-3. We saw 4 wide there in turn 1. And cold tires, hot, I mean, I guess not super hot track, to your point, but there's room. There's room for about 6 Skippies. Let's see if they decide to use it. Trying to get all the action here. We can see passes happening left and right. People, some people, you can see Sean Trediak there being aggressive, making the move to the outside of the 23 car. Charlie McCarty with Aaron Law and Thortolo in tight tow there. Ian Whirl into the pits. Lyndall McMurphy off track, it looked like, for at least a moment. We'll check back up with a leader. To your point, it looks like Jeffrey Decker is out to a pretty comfortable lead. These guys have kind of sorted out the top 4, at least, in their starting grid positions. Looks like Chris Herrera and Peter Nodwell may have swapped spots there, but other than that, all the way through P11, actually all the way back maybe through P15, just not a lot of movers and shakers so far. The biggest one right now is Jack Moffitt, up 11 spots already, so that's super impressive. I wonder what the heck happened there to give him such a shot in the arm.
He probably had a portal gun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he placed one of the portals there into turn 5, I think, and then
as far as I can see, from Jeffrey Decker in the lead all the way back to maybe even P35, they all have contact with each other all the way up to the very front. So that's extremely impressive, and so it'll be very interesting to watch as the race goes on of which packs break contact and which ones are able to keep them.
Oh, the 27 cars around. That's Dan Pigowski making contact, missing a couple pieces. Jack Moffitt, after all of that effort, looks like his car's going to be bent there too.
The other type of contact.
Yeah, right.
So this is what I was thinking earlier, is with all these cars and it's going to happen, unfortunately, for those who are involved. How is that going to play out for the cars up in the lead? So this will now become quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm showing, so now the biggest mover to Pim's point, actually more than 9. He's up 12 spots according to my watch. And
wow.
With Jack's unfortunate demise there. Oh, and another car around, that's Gurkan Demir. And he is now driving what appears to be a Formula V. And he's trying. He should probably just tow. Yep, looks like he's gonna. Adam Wright has taken the lead away from Becker, so I don't know when that happened. Holy cow, man! These guys...
happened last turn, going into the chicane area.
These guys gotta give me a heads up when they're gonna make some good passes there. Oh yeah, Jeffrey Decker looks like he got a little bit on the outside grass there. That's gonna give Adam a nice run. Very good, very good. Well, not for long though. Look at that, Decker working hard to take that lap, that lead back. Yeah, Rafa Bofill in the pits already. We've got a question about what may have happened to him. He went off track, as Adam Wright looks like he's going to try to make the pass there.
I gotta say, this blimp view is quite handy.
Yeah, almost necessary.
Yeah, at this point.
Not sure what happened to Rafa there, honest with you, but we've got 3 wide back here. This is the 28 machine of Andy Howe, 63 of Lyndall McMurphy. Oh, and we got Charlie McCarty going off-road in monster truck mode back there. Sammy Bridges, and there's going to be a lot of contact there between Thomas Fotos in the 350, and that looks. Oh no, Peter Lee's going to sneak on by. What do we got? What else? Oh, no. Matt Shepka.
Oh wow.
With his sideways profile picture, although I think that's adorable. I think you should keep it like that. I don't know why he's trying to fix that. Silly. Holy cow, guys, stop doing things that we can't keep up. All right.
Can't keep up.
It's crazy. Al McCormick crashed, it looks like. I'm trying to see. Stewart was off.
Max DiGiacomo has had an incident as well. He started P9 and now he's P34.
Okay, there we go.
That's an unfortunate one.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start, for sure. All right, well, I think I mean, we've missed a lot,
We're almost
for sure,
very
but
sorry
I think that's
we missed you.
Sammy Bridges off track once again. It looks like, oh, I just missed him. Looks like he's gonna take the tow back to pit road. Probably not the evening that he wanted. But look at this, Chris Herrera making the move to the inside. Man, look at that. Iris 3 wide there. Adam Wright's gonna watch him go by.
So this is definitely where it's going to get interesting. So Jeffrey Decker's in the lead. Let's see, is that pack of 6, 7, is it 7 cars? Are they going to try and well behave and keep the packs from behind from catching them? Or are they going to try and push? And it looks like they're trying to push. So this is a nail biter now. Yep.
So this is, yeah, your front 6. And then there's a little bit of gap to Peter Nodwell and Scott Bell, who's up 2 spots to 8th. He's going to be leading Mike Bowers and Michael Howanick. Still some pretty good groups. Still some pretty good groupings of drivers. Let's take a look a little further back then. We're just talking about Scott Bell. I know we got Team Bell in the house tonight. So
He's up to 8th. Scott Bell started 8th, or sorry, started 10th. Now he's up to 8th. That's great.
And look at that, right behind them, Michael Howanick going to make the move on Bowers. That seems to be, that braking zone right there going into the chicane seems like it's a popular spot to try to make some passes happen, but it just looks so, it's called sporty.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's a high, it feels high risk because especially if you're on the inside there, it's so easy to just drift out. You can see the 187 already with a little bit of a bent rear wing. Clearly has seen some stuff already. And especially, we were talking about the Skippy. It just, I mean, this is not one of those cars that like sticks to the line. You're gonna throw it in there, and I think it just goes to show how good these guys are at car control, handling these vehicles, because that's not an easy thing to do.
It's definitely a very unique car. It's basically like, hey, throw it in and drift it. See how it feels when you're drifting. It's kind of a car. If you drive a GT3 car or even the MX-5, it's not like you're going through there like, hey, yeah, let's hang the rear end out. It's
Right.
very unique, and it's very fun.
Yeah, no, it's a very different feel. I feel much more confidence for me. I mean, I know these guys do this all the time in the Skippy, but just for me personally, I feel much more confident sticking my nose in there in a GT car than in one of these, because it just, I don't know, it feels like that's where it's going to go. But these guys know what they're doing for the most part, and they're making it work tonight. But yeah, to Pim's point, Stewart's may be a little busy here after this race. And this is a great battle here. This is Steve Dewar and Lyndall McMurphy and Andy Ao. I'm sorry, Charlie McCarty.
It looks like we have a fan of Jake Ashe.
Oh, we've got a Jake Ashe fan in the house. Great Skippy Formula 2 race earlier. Took 2nd place overall. Currently sitting in, I just saw him,
P29.
in 29th place, up 7 spots overall. So clearly feeling pretty confident from that first race.
Yeah, he's got Ian there with him, so they found each other again.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. And maybe they got some good experience racing together. But my co-commentator there, Peter Lee, getting some action from Matt Shepka as he's gonna move his way past Peter. Peter's still up 3 spots overall on the day though, so sure he's all right with that. Thor Tullo. Oh, who was that? Brian Perez? Yeah, Brian Perez. There we go. Somebody was off track.
Jonathan Dockery, 30. Am I seeing this right? He started 34, now he's up to 19. That's great. He's definitely leading a charge, and let's see where he ends up at the finish line.
There's Jonathan and his new paint scheme for his new team, Spartan Race School. And you're right, he is the hard charger of the race at the moment. So, oh, we got some crazy action. Whoa, as they're going too wide over the hill, but what the heck? Hold on. Chris Herrera already has a bent wing. His car already looks... Oh, what?
Chris Herrera, he went into the pits, so to probably get that fixed up.
Yeah, I wonder... Shoot. All right, well, let's go live here for a second. I'm going to try to see if I can't find what the heck happened. But Carl Dronke's now your leader, by the way, as we were talking about all that. Joshua Dancy. Where did Decker pit?
Decker
No.
is still going. He's just looks like he's just playing the safe game. He's gonna try and hold it until the end. Hope,
All right.
maybe it's if that's
No,
what it
he-
seems like.
Okay, this may be our answer right here. Decker and Herrera. That was almost the same thing that happened in the Skippy Formula 2 race. They make contact. Looks like Carl may have got a piece of that.
Oh,
Let's see.
I just watched that replay on there.
That is the exact same thing that happened in the Skippy Formula 2 race. Mirror image. Holy cow. Well, Carl survives, so he's going to take the lead. Jeffrey Decker's, I guess, in a little better shape there than Chris after the contact. Still trying to keep pace there, but I bet he's going to be one of the early stoppers there for the pit stop.
Which lap are we on now?
We are currently on lap 12. We got we're about just over 13 minutes into the 40-minute race.
I think I had yeah, let's see. It was 36 laps, I believe, was going to be this race. Where is it? Yeah, 36 laps is what I have for what this race will come out to. So the first, basically the 36, 20, yeah, 20 laps of fuel approximately. 21 laps is what a full tank will get you. 22 laps if you're drafting. So yeah, you need to be about lap 14 before you hit the pits. So that's probably why Decker is remaining
Just
out
trying to
there.
hold on. Okay, well, so next lap up then, pit window should be opening, you're saying? Like
Yeah,
the very first takers may come.
it's 13 if you 13 if you can for sure snag a draft. Otherwise, you're looking at 14.
Gotcha. Well, Bimo Braun, our co-commentator from last season, has had a pretty good race himself. He's up 4 spots now to third. He's sitting on the podium and making some moves here, trying to get around Joshua Dancy. And I mean, really, this still, obviously, you can see Carl kind of pulling out a little bit of a gap, barely 0.7 seconds or so. But honestly, the top 5 there still, for all intents and purposes, under a blanket. A little further back, Spencer Clark. Jeff Torbeck and Thor Tullo having a pretty dang good battle there.
I'm definitely predicting that Pete's gonna just behave with Dancy and get him to catch that draft with Carl to get that contact back. It looks exactly what's happening. That's so this whole pack at the very front has basically been rejoined, and now Scott Bell might join that with Max. Well, Max is a lap down though.
Still not a bad partner to work with to try to work your way back up there. Always good to have some moral support. Peter Nodwell about 1.5 seconds up. So, well, no, 1.7 seconds now. It's dynamic. So keep your eye there on Scott Bell. See if he can't close that gap and make that blanket a little bit bigger. A little further back. We've got, so look at this, 2, 3 wide going down into turn 1 here. 4 wide. They're, I mean, the angle's a little off there, but they probably could have been 5 wide if they really, really had wanted to. not smart, but
That's
this
quite a
is-
battle going on here.
yeah, this is your battle really for 13th. We're focused in on Jeff Torbeck right now, but they're gonna sort it out. You can see the Tortello machine up there just in front, but these guys going side by side, really putting the Skippy through its paces. The tire's nice and warm now, right? So these guys got a little more confidence in the car, and I think willing to take a few more chances, and it's showing because here we go. This is
Into the chicane.
this is one of the passing zones.
Oh.
But yeah, it must be the camera angle, but these guys just look like they are always so close
That
to
was
making
really,
contact.
really good on Spencer and Ray for keeping that safe in that moment right there on the chicane.
100%. Yeah, these guys showing a lot of patience and respect for each other through that turn. That is blowing my mind right now. I want to should ride along board one of these times, but well, here we go. Carl's lead now cut in half from the last time that we checked in with him, and these guys kind of starting to reform. Although Scott Bell, Michael Howinek kind of starting to fall back just a little bit. Look at this, Jeffrey Decker, your original leader, still has not yet to stop, but Mike Bauer's there making the pass.
I'm not sure if Jeffrey Decker knows his wing is bent, but I guess he'll find out after we watches the broadcast over again.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean,
And there he goes into the pit.
There we go. Okay, so that's lap 17. We got 18 minutes in. Probably feels good about being able to make it to the end. Gonna get that fast repair, get that car fixed up. So kind of hemorrhaged a few spots, but all in all, really did well to salvage something out of that wreck.
This battle here with Jeff Torbeck, Ray. Oh, and there's contact.
Oh, the commentator's curse. But look at that. They keep it together somewhat.
Somehow their car's still going. Thor's just the one lucky
three
getting away.
wide. Oh, man. Something's going off. Who was that? Jeff Torbeck. And he's just going to stop and tow.
Oh, I feel bad for that. But,
that was such a great battle they had going. It's that turn, man, over the hill. That is collected more good-looking skippies tonight, I think, than any other turn.
I was loving that paint job too.
Absolutely.
All these paint
hopefully
jobs.
he can get it fast repaired, and I do apologize. I know for anybody who looks back, the Skippy Formula 2 race, we were having some issues with trading paints. Looks like we were able to fix it. All these paints look correct, but it's been giving me fits lately. But
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Simultaneously, the best and worst software for iRacing.
I'm sorry, Jeff Torbeck, about the broadcaster curse.
Yeah, just as we were tuning in, happens to everybody. Well, I'll tell you
We'll
what.
focus on someone else.
Yeah, we've got some pit strategies happening here, so we'll bring up our number of pit stops. Yeah, it is a Cav OK thing. Yeah, Cav OK is good at a lot of things. Making sure the right paints are showing up is not one of them. But this is pretty much the closest racing we got going on. I will say, obviously, Carl still holding on to Joshua Dancy there, and Peter Nodwell, actually. I forget Peter. Sorry, Peter. Peter's still there, sitting in third. That's your current podium. This is Sean Trediak and JR Hoops having a nice little battle. Both of these guys are up 11 and 9 spots respectively, and having a great night so far. Now, some of that, obviously, we got some pit stops rolling through, but that doesn't account for all those gain spots. Yeah, that's good.
And shout out to Andrew Cole. I think this is the highest position he's ever been in. This is amazing. Those Fanatec V3 pedals are doing him wonders.
Yeah, there you go. Andrew Cole finding some good speed there.
You know, he finally used that credit card and bought some pace.
The best way to do it. That's how I approach cycling as well.
Yeah, it's all the bicycle.
There's Adam Wright, who has made a pit stop. He is currently the fastest guy who has made a pit stop, but obviously joined right there with Pete Broughton. And you can see right behind them Rusty Pottenberg and Matt Shepka also doing battle, but they have not pit yet.
So I currently see 25 people on the lead lap. So this has been a very interesting race so far, but a great race overall, really.
Yeah, some unfortunate touches, but yeah. All right, Mike Bowers into pits. He's gonna get passed there by Adam. This is a neat little battle here between Rusty Pottenberg and Matt Shepka. It's a lot of fun to watch.
I'm almost afraid to name people going into the pits because then what if they wipe out?
That will happen. That will happen. Let's see.
So these leaders are just not pitting. It looks like lap 21. This is, if they were able to get the draft enough, they'll be able to do 22 laps. If they really want to push it. If they didn't get enough laps in draft, it'll be this lap where the leaders are going in. So let's see what happens. And it'll also be interesting because if they're all following a train into the pits, it could also be a disadvantage for them.
The thing to keep in mind is that these guys were not out front for a good chunk of the beginning of the race. Obviously, our leaders touching wheels. So they may have saved enough, yeah, but how much? I guess we're about to find out as they head down to the chicane. Eric Lamar checking in. Sorry you couldn't make it with us tonight, man, but yeah, this is you're missing a barn burner for sure. I think there's going to be a couple different opinions on that, whether it was a good race or not, but Carl, Joshua, and Peter all ducking into pit road. So there you go.
There goes Scott as well.
As if on cue. Scott Bellin, yep. That's going to leave Andrew Cole. Nope, he's going to come in. This may be it. There's JR Hoops checking in. Let's see if Thor follows suit. He does appear he will. He's in the yellow line there. Ryan Perez, Steve Dewar. And yeah, okay, well, let's check in here. It looks like everybody's pitting in. There's Adam Wright. Carl Dronke is on his way out now with the other leaders. Right. There's Scott. Wow, Scott Bell had a really great stop. He's going to leapfrog.
Oh, looks like Adam Wright's back into that lead pack.
So they are all going to pretty much find each other. Oh, no, that wasn't Scott Bell. Sorry. Who was I calling Scott Bell? Peter Nodwell. I saw the red. I bit off on the red color scheme, so apologies there to Peter and Scott.
The cars look almost the same.
Yeah, kind of. Using my peripheral vision doesn't always.
Actually, no, they don't. No, Scott's cars.
Yeah, he's got
a lot of white.
Right, yeah, a little bit later. Made some assumptions, but either way, Peter Nodwell making his way up to second place there. Still pretty impressive. So that's it. That's one stop tonight, yeah?
One stop.
Or is it two?
One.
40 minutes. Yes, there we go. I am so smart. SMRT. So we've got, that's it. This is the race for the, and let's bring up the interval here instead of gap so you can see just how much close racing we've got going on still throughout the field with a 42 car grid. So this top 5 here is going to be something to keep an eye on. 3 seconds back to Scott Bell, another 10 back to Howick. Hoops, 2 seconds, but this is going to be a fun little one here. JR Hoops, Andrew Cole, Jeffrey Decker, Mike Bowers, and Sean Trediak. Not a bad group to be a part of. These guys are going to be 3 spots between them for a top 10, basically.
This pack here with JR Hoops and back, it may be where the action is the next few laps. I can see the leaders basically behaving until the last 5. It's just my prediction.
And Pegowski, man, yeah, that is weird. I don't know what the heck would have caused that. Having some issues with the car, but heck of a show there in SF2. So hopefully, all in all, a good night for you. either way. Oh, look at this.
Oh, Mike Bauer's making a few spots right
3
there. And now he's got Decker up
wide.
there.
They are just
Wow.
backing off. He wants no piece of that. He's like, you know what? I made it too far. This isn't where it's going to end for me.
Looks like Andy Cole also got the advantage of that, no?
Yeah. He's now. Well, it looks like maybe Jeffrey and Mike are starting to pull away just a little bit, but Andrew Cole's going to lead. Sean Trediak and JR Hoops now. This becomes your battle for that final spot in the top 10. And comfortably so. Another 6 seconds back to Thoratello.
And then, Peter Nodwell is now making a move on Carl Dronke up front. Dronke.
Dronke. That's how I
Dronke.
say it.
I'm
He
sorry.
hasn't corrected me, so.
I apologize.
See,
And
gonna
the
make
way
it stick.
and the way that they just shift positions seamlessly without losing much pace, this is something that to take note of, and something I'm working on too. It's basically what keeps them ahead of everyone else. And now they're going into the chicane too wide. Oh, let's see how this goes. Is this going to be a double too wide? And they make it work. We're sitting here like,
Every
so
time.
bad.
I know that we haven't seen a single accident there. We haven't seen a single incident there yet. It just gets me every time. I don't get it. The only incidents we've really seen are going up there over the hill.
Oh, here's a move from Adam on the inside. Tries to see if he can make this stick. He makes it stick. Look at that. And now you got Pete trying to capitalize on that as well. That's something that so Joshua Dancy was way up front, and now when you leave the door open like that for one car, it actually allows all the cars behind you to make a pass. It's like a train passing you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's the hugely difficult part about everyone racing so close. It's a giant game like that. Makes it super fascinating too.
Yeah, you want to drive defensive, but it's how defensive, because you're right. Like once that train is going down the tracks, it's tough, especially how you see how nose to tail these guys are. We've got some real close-up views of the nose cone and the gearbox of these vehicles, and that's just how close they're racing. So, great battle here too. Between Chris Stewart, Matt Shepka. This is for 20th position here. And Shepka right where he started. Chris Stewart up 17 spots. So along with Jonathan Dackery, one of your Hard Chargers awards for the evening.
Just throwing this out there to any YouTube fans watching. Anyone you want to see?
Yeah, absolutely. We got Hunt. That's a great call. We've got about 10 minutes left here in the race. Great time. If we haven't checked in on one of your favorites, let us know. Spencer Clark having some issues here. Let's see what may happen to him. He and Steve Dewar. Oh, tell me it's a chicane incident. Yeah. Yeah, you guys called it. We had.
Seems Pim wants to see Peter Lee.
Peter Lee, our buddy Peter Lee, up 7 spots here, having a great time with Jake Ashe. So this is a fun one too here. This Peter Lee, SF2 champion. Why does Bridges is out at 73 feet down? You know what? He is sub-terrain right now. I don't know if he was just digging a hole. I can't explain it. It's a little confusing.
And you know what? Peter Lee is still on the lead lap. So that, it almost looks like nearly half the cars are off the lead lap. So You know, this is a good race for Peter.
Well, Spencer Clark, after we gave him the commentator's curse there, is working his way back. You can see Shepka has repassed Chris Stewart, and Spencer Clark trying to make the most of that as well.
Oh, Matt Shepka he's got a lot of stress on his hands right there with those two cars right behind him.
Yeah, not jealous of him right there.
Oh, no way.
I mean, this I'm looking at my event log here. These guys passing each other is really the action on here. We got an update there from Team Bell. Scott may be worried about running out of fuel. Let's take a quick look at the pit stop times.
Remember you saying, actually, he had the quickest stop, no?
Well, I got him and Peter a little. Ooh, okay. Oh man, these guys. They're gonna go 3 wide down. 3 wide. 3 wide.
Do it,
Yes, no! Oh, gosh darn, man. I don't know how I could. These guys got to be sweating. I'd be sweating. Good on them. So there's your pit stop times. Scott Bell with 15.9, and so not drastically.
I think Nodwell's a little iffy on that one there. He may run out of fuel. That's my guess.
So Bell took 15.9 on lap 21. He's also one of the later pitters. That's interesting. That's interesting that he's worried about running out of fuel. If that's the case, then, because based on
should be okay.
Yeah, based on the other drivers. Oh, sorry. Let's look at this. Adam Wright making a move.
Might just being dramatic. It's Gamer Sarah says he might just being dramatic.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's serious about being worried about running out of fuel, then these other guys are in trouble too. Oh no! Okay, we're gonna check in real quick, but that battle we had just turned away from, Spencer Clark, Chris Stewart, Matt Shepka. Looks like there was an incident there, but we've got 2 wide for the lead here. Adam Wright gonna make the move stick, but Carl Dronke's got the inside lane going into the final turn. Gonna swing it out wide, but no dice. 34 minutes. We're approaching 34 minutes here in the race.
Here comes Carl on the inside.
Yeah, things are getting real sporty.
So Adam yielded this corner just to keep this pace going, and wow, this is really great racing between all of them. Peter's just sitting here relaxing, waiting for something. Oh no! That's exactly what you got 2 vultures essentially right behind you, and Peter and Pete.
Here comes Scott Bell. He may have a draft partner here. You hate to see that for Adam though, man. He was having such a good race. He was battling for the lead.
My heart's out going out to him. I feel bad seeing that one. That was the best race I've ever seen of him, and I just.
Just a little too much on the grass there, it looked like. I don't know. Maybe he got tagged from behind. I don't know, but.
I like that little thing he's got on his dash. It says "I will."
Yeah, we highlighted some of that. I think maybe it may have even been Scott Bell, and then.
Oh, is there a crash? What? Oh.
Another one. Jack Moffitt. Looks like he's off. Actually, while we got just a second here, we are running out.
Jake Oshay is off.
Oh no, Jake Oshay is off.
Was it Jake Oshay with Jack Moffitt? I don't know.
Maybe. Let's look. Jack Moffitt. Yeah, it looks like that is Jake in the 77 car. I know his number anywhere. Oh, yep. They're just gonna. Wow, hard contact between those two. Oof. That's gonna be a tough one. Let's look back here real quick too, because we were watching these guys, and of course it's the chicane. Of course it's the chicane. Spencer Clark, Chris Stewart.
This is a good time to go through replays, that's for sure.
Yep, they're gonna bounce off each other there. Yeah, I need to stop talking about things. All right, so there you go. That's.
You're gonna show up on the incident report.
Yeah, the stewards are not gonna be happy with me. So with all of that, oh, we got another touch there. Adam Cole trying to hang on. That's going to push Sean Trediak just wide. 63 also has to check up there. That's,
So this is very interesting moment. Very lucky for Carl Dronke is some of the blue flag lapped cars are now a little bit in the wrong place, wrong time with Pete and Peter. So this is it's giving Carl.
Yeah, Carl's got a 2-second gap now.
So it's giving him a good run. So it's worked in his favor, that's for sure.
Yep, so we may have missed that. I don't know what that looked like, but
It's happened lap 33 at the start-finish line going into turn 1.
oh, Dancy, hold on to it, buddy.
Oh,
Hold on to it.
hope your floorboard's okay after that one, buddy.
Some more racing here. Looks like Andrew Cole still in the top 10. There's JR Hoops trying to take it away from him, though. Sean Trediak, Thortello in tow. As we tick down here to 2.5 minutes remaining, a couple other fights we want to focus on. Make sure you guys are tracking. Here's Jonathan Dockery, Charlie McCarty. Oh my gosh. Somebody else is off. Who is that? Andrew Cole. No, that's Andrew Cole off track.
Oh no.
He's damaged.
Oh, I was rooting for you,
Yeah, I
buddy.
hate to see that. He was in a top 10 position, and that's going to be it for Andrew Cole tonight.
What happened? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, he got bumped off actually by he got bumped off. It looked like by JR Hoops
he and JR having maybe potential little contact there. So, oh, man, you hate to see it. Here's,
a bit of an unfortunate incident, really.
so Adam Wright passed Scott here for 5th position, but Scott is not.
He's not having any of it.
No, he's gonna work his way back and get a little too much grass.
Oh.
And further back here, this was, where Andrew Cole was running here. There's JR and Sean Trediak, Thortello. These guys having a nice little battle. Pete Mobron has taken over that 2nd position now by barely anything. And
Rodwell was fighting it, though.
Yeah, these guys, I guess, have decided that we're fighting for position here because, honestly, Carl's interval was coming down a little bit. They were making room, but these guys are fighting. So interesting trade. Maybe they just figured that even 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds is just too much as we take the what I'm assuming is the white flag here, 39 minutes and 20 seconds crossing the start finish line. So this should be the last lap, and this is going to be your battle for the final podium spots. Peter Nodwell, Pete Mobron, Joshua Dancy.
I'm betting for a 3 wide into the chicane right here with Peter, Pete, Josh.
And we've just keep your eyes on those intervals because we're gonna have some last minute passes. The timing tower should highlight green and red when passes are made. So just
and here it goes. Here's the 3 wide right here. Oh, is Josh gonna push it or is he gonna chill out?
Josh, yeah, he backs it up. He's gonna try to get a run out of corner, it looks like, and it's just not going to be enough, I don't think.
Oh, no, he might get a wheel in here, does he? Oh, no, it just barely.
It's not enough power, I don't think. So congratulations to Carl Dronke, Pete Mobron, and Peter Nodwell. Joshua Dancy will come in. Let's look a little further back here. Is that
back.
JR Hoops, Sean Trediak side by side.
And
coming around the final turn, not a lot of is Thor gonna make it. No, JR Hoops is gonna inch it out at the line there. And Rusty Conberg and Matt Shepka, this is gonna be another good battle coming down toward the end here.
Are their cars broken or is this just me?
Right now, they might be wrecking.
Oh no, I think it's just me.
Okay. Shepka and Patenberg are coming around the final turn. Whoa, that was close.
That was close. It was a good try.
I think that's gonna be about it, and I'm sure we missed a lot. I'm seeing some finishing positions that are not indicative of where I thought they were. So,
Well,
I
if we
guess.
have what we if you can, let's go over some of the replays of last
Yeah,
year.
there. See,
Oh,
are the
that's-
results up? We'll play the results here. So
Okay.
once again, congratulations to Carl Dronke, Pete Mobrat, and Peter Nodwell on the podium, and we'll scroll through and try to figure out what the heck happened there toward the end. Lots of exciting stuff going on. Always a difficult thing keeping up with these guys and all their shenanigans, but we will do our best.
And honestly, hats off to every single driver who took part in this race. It's a very short lap, very difficult track to do, and it made for a very intense race for everyone, lead lap or not. And congratulations to everyone who finished on that lead lap.
Yeah, Team Bell, P6. Looks like Adam was able to snag that top 5 away just at the end, but it's still a fantastic night, up 4 spots for him. Jeffrey Decker finishing in 8th after the contact there early on in the race. And
Looks like Steve Dewar went 23 to 13.
I was trying to find, I think it would be Rusty Ponberg, to be honest with you. When all is said and done, as our hard charger, up 15 spots.
31 to 16. Congratulations, Rusty.
I think that's right.
If the award was still given out, I think. Either
yeah,
way,
unofficially. We'll give him a pat on the back.
Virtual
thanks
high
for tuning
five.
in, Eric Bell, drama. Yeah, Bell. You know what? I'm glad he made it. I'm curious to see how much everybody had at the end, though. Maybe we need to get Scott's fuel level checked there, but we'll see. It looks like there's a lot of discussion going on. You can see the radio's getting active. Probably not going to open it up for the viewers, but.
Oh, we have someone in the interview booth if you wanted to start that.
Ready to go already? All right. Well, Peter Nodwell, there we go. Gotta unmute you. Oh, nope. Oh, I unmuted you. He's still unmuted. Peter, you hear us?
It says he's still muted.
Yeah. It's not me, though. That's him. All right. Well, we wait for Peter to unmute himself. Let's see if I mute him and unmute him. Nope, still muted. All right, well, while that's going on, let's try to start looking back here. Give me a heads up when he comes off mute or if
Okay.
somebody else comes in. But okay,
There's definitely a lot that went on this race. It's
There we go.
really hard. There he is.
oh, there's Peter.
Amateur.
So. Finished on the podium, up 2 spots. Looks like you had some really great racing happening at the front of the pack there. Avoided some crazy incidents. Just want to hear what you thought of everything.
Holy
because I'll tell
cow,
you what,
yeah.
it was. This is one for the ages. Maybe I'm a little biased, but this was fantastic.
Yeah, it was the first at the beginning. I'm like, oh, don't like. I was kind of like, I'll just play conservative, and then I kept getting like railroad going into the last chicane, and then I'm like, okay, no, I'm not letting Gherkin go by that easy. And I guess he went a little wide, and then all I saw was a little bit of carnage in the rearview mirror. But I kind of lost the draft, and I was like, no, I'm going to be sitting here for the whole race. And then as soon as I started, the other guys start messing around, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm just watching the interval like tick down a little bit here and there. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a hope. And then it was, I guess, a crash between Decker and Chris, and I guess that allowed us all to catch back up again. and then yeah, I was from there. It was okay. I was a little close on fuel, and I'll just play it cool. And um, the only real drama after that was the lappers. That was crazy. That was unexpected.
Yeah, that was very intense. That
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seemed
So
we missed. I missed it on the broadcast exactly what happened. But we saw that obviously the end result, so we talked about it a little bit. But um, it, I mean, shoot, what did you? There seems to be a kind of a split opinion on Road Atlanta. I see some people wishing we never would ever come back, and some people who are kind of digging it. So where do you sit? Which side of the fence?
well, I mean, it made for some pretty good racing. I'm not sure, like throughout the field. I only did two pubs during the week, and they were okay. I think it really just it depends on who you're racing. Like you got to be a little bit smart, I guess, like taking it easy, going through the chicane, and not compromising everybody else. Because I guess probably 2/3 of the track draft plays a huge role. It's probably close to half a second, I think. Um, so once you break off the pack, you're kind of screwed unless something else happens. But um, in the end, it was more to do with like it's fun track. There was a lot of temperature variation throughout the week. Um, but yeah, it was fun. I mean, I think I like the longer track a little bit better, even though that draft is just stupid along that straight. Um, but there's some more fun corners. So yeah, it's okay. It's challenging for sure. It's all about momentum.
That was a very Canadian answer. Not taking a side.
No, I don't hate it. It's not Sakuba, so like that I hate. I don't even want to
It's
play
good.
it. Like I just
It's good. It's fine.
turn one pointless.
Yeah, to me, I agree with you. I love, I didn't know anything about Road to Atlanta. I think the first time I was on it was when we did our fun, um, what was it, Winter Challenge,
Yeah,
race there in the GT3s, and I was like, oh, you know what, this is actually kind of legit. It's a little frustrating at first, especially the coming up over the hill, the blind corners, that sort of thing. But
yeah,
once you learn it, but it has, I think this configuration has some of my I, I don't know if favorite's the right word, but some of the more interesting turns in it anyway. So
yeah. Cool.
yeah,
Well, I
kind of
haven't even checked it out, so I'll reserve judgment. Maybe
there you
it'll
go.
win me over this season. But yeah. Anyway, it was super fun. It was too bad there was a little bit of carnage at the front in a couple of instances, but I mean, for the most part, everybody was just hammering away, and everybody was pretty cool. So it's super fun. I was thrilled because I actually was contemplating not doing this race. So
oh,
yeah, I'm
you
happy.
must be glad
Awesome.
you did.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the last podium I got was with Decker, and it was really just him and I, and me desperately trying to get within his draft for half the race and not succeeding. So this was way more fun.
Well, I remember last season, Road Atlanta, you spun like on turn one, lap one. So this must feel really good
It
to,
was,
you know,
yeah, and I gotta admit, because I was in close quarters with the same people, so I was like, oh, come on, just make it through, and
Survive.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I get passed by a couple guys, that's okay, it's fine, and then we'll see how it all nets out. But yeah, it was cool. So yeah, I'll take it, and yeah, racing with Pete and Carl, like and ending third. I you know
Yeah,
I can't ask for more than that on the same lap. So
solid,
yeah, it was
solid
awesome.
night, man. Very
Yeah.
good. Well, hey,
Anyway, I'll let
anybody
you
you want to
go.
give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, my mom and my wife actually watched my stream, so they just kept messaging me
Nice.
saying we can't see what position you're in. So I don't know. It's like anyway, I had like two viewers on my stream, so I'll take it.
Hey, smash that subscribe button.
Yeah,
Where can we
yeah, it's
follow you?
awesome. On Sad Dog Racing.
Sad Dog
That's
Racing
right.
on Twitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what a name.
All right,
Yeah,
search
I
for
just
Sad
had a
Dog
picture
Racing.
of the dog, so it worked.
All right, very
Anyway,
good, Peter. Well, we'll see you
yeah.
later. Congratulations once again.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.
See ya. All right, that was Peter Nodwell. Awesome dude. Good finish. Let's talk to Jonathan Dockery. We'll bring him in. Racing his new Spartan scheme and finishing still up a spot. I think you were running a little further up at one point, but still an overall solid night and even better paint scheme.
Up until the end, I don't know. I'm trying to find it now, going through and taking down all the car to look at, but it was fun. I don't qualify particularly well, as you saw here, but I mean, the race was fine. Dodged some wrecks, passed some cars. I think at one point I was 16th, I think, but I'm not. I think I started 37th or. It was fun. It was fine up to that point. So fun
Well,
track.
Yeah, you like the track?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty good week. I think at one point I was up to 2,600 iRating. So
All right, yeah, I'll take that. I take
next
that.
week, what, to Scuba? Is that where we go next week?
That's actually a really good question. I think so.
It
That sounds
is
right.
Scuba next week.
I think I'm
There you go.
overly looking forward to that one, but
Yeah,
yeah,
ready to crash
I'm
my
really,
computer.
huge thanks to Phil Arcanian from SF2. He painted my new car, so
He
just
painted
waiting
your
on.
car and then he took his car back to the garage. We've been meaning to ask Phil about what the heck happened there.
I'm not sure. Sometimes he gets, if it storms down there really bad, the internet gets a little wonky.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's in Australia, so depending on how bad the storms are, depends on what happens. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
pretty sure
talked to
they
him.
have like actual Sharknadoes down there. So
Yeah, probably.
it's
Either that or killer jellyfish, right? So but no, I
exactly.
mean, overall the racing it wasn't too horrible. I mean, I noticed a lot of cars spin up, but I didn't see any overly huge accidents tonight. So
Yeah, I gotta ask you actually, just out of curiosity, is like going into this race and then with seeing where you qualified, did you have any kind of strategy or plan that you had
no,
for?
I missed. Carl was like, amazing. He was like, just be careful, and I was like, as bad as I qualified, and my qualifying time wasn't that horrible. I didn't think because I'd been qualifying top 5 to 7th with it in this and that, or in the pubs all week, but you know, SNS is not pub racing, so
Somehow
but
everyone comes out to shine Sunday night. It's like,
I
where are you guys come from?
stuck in the back, and it's like I told him, I'm like, I'm not even gonna, and not a knock against anyone, but like I've raced this week against like Mike Bowers and Scott Bell, and some of our really good top guys, and they're like, we noticed a huge improvement, but you could win some of these races against us, and it's like, just try to work on my R and be safe. And I've even been telling Carl, I'm not racing yet. It feels like I'm only going like 80% of what I could go, but I'm being safe. So it's just a little disheartening what happened at the end of the race, but you can't be perfect all the time. It's called racing for a reason. So just pack up and go off to next week. But yeah, so the new paint scheme represents our new school that Leo, I slaughter his last name, but he races our pubs race with us, and he's in the SNS. Mike Bowers, Jeffrey Decker, Steve Durham, myself are coaching. I think we're up to about 30 members now, and it goes iReading. We've got guys that are there to learn from over 2K all the way down to 800, and it's great. They'll hop in, they'll ask questions, we'll work with them. Seeing them all improve is pretty cool.
Well, there you go. If you're interested in the program, there, reach out to Jonathan Dockery and he'll hook you up. And Nikolai Wood checking in. He said nice result and hoping to do some racing again with y'all soon. So you got some fans out there, man. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Like I said, the guys that are helping me coach the school, definitely feel for the paint job because I think it looks amazing. You
So
guys
good.
for all that you do with the broadcast, our league officials and directors for all that they do, because I know it's not easy and it's definitely time consuming. So
Don't let them fool you. It's super easy.
Oh yeah.
right, pretty much write down a few notes and just off we go. I got you. And the SF2 guys, because most of the time they don't have a huge field, and tonight they fielded 17 cars. So
Yeah.
Huge
That
shout
was
out.
awesome.
That is
So-
amazing.
Hope
Yes,
that
indeed.
continues because it's a really fun series and they do a really great job.
They do. It's a lot of fun seeing those guys grow and improve, and then get asked to step into SF1 because they're beating up on SF2. It's a lot of fun to watch. And some of those guys that last season were toward the back of the pack, even though the core group is still there. They've tightened up their times and stuff, and especially guys like, it's good to see, like, they still make their mistakes just like we do here, but like, if you take Barry Stockdale for instance, last year he was toward the back, and now he qualifies and he can run, ace the fifth a lot of times.
Yeah.
So once those guys clean up their mistakes, that is going to be a really fun series to actually watch race.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
So-
big time. Barry's been crushing it, man.
Yeah,
Well-
but they have other guys down there too that are really good. So even Ian's coming a long way down there, and especially Jake O'Shea. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Jake's tearing it up. He's like top 5 every week, just about. So it's great to watch.
Yeah, he's no longer a dark horse. He's underdog. I think he's
Yeah,
he is
he's
now
top.
officially a threat.
That's right. He's one of the big fish now.
Yep.
But thanks for all y'all doing. I'll step out of your hair. I know y'all put a lot in, so I like dropping in every week just to say hi and give y'all props.
Well,
I'll
we always
bounce out of-
appreciate you, man. Yeah, no, and look forward to next week as well. Agreed. Excellent paint scheme, and I'm glad you had a good time tonight.
Yep, my driving suit will be done hopefully before next week. So,
Boom.
all right, y'all have a good one.
See ya. Jonathan Dockery there. And we've got 2 more. Let's bring in Ray Bartnikowski and unmute him. Ray,
Stealth.
how's your night?
It's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ask him how, or tell them all about how you made it to the race.
Yeah, I went home for the weekend to see my parents, and my flight home was delayed by like half an hour, and I walked in the door 10 minutes before the race started.
That seems fine.
Yeah. So no practice time. Just jump in.
Yeah, who needs practice? I got 2 laps to practice the pit entry, and that was it.
Well, I when I jumped to your view of your car here, I couldn't help but notice you were missing a nose cone. So now I'm trying to figure out how that happened.
Controller disconnected.
Oh no.
I was halfway through the S's, and I heard the USB disconnect sound.
Yeah, that's that unfortunately is more common than we hope it to be, but either way, man, that's you finished right about where you started. So especially on a night like tonight where there was a lot of contact, a lot of incidents, and a lot of close, fast racing, definitely got to be happy with that. We've been asking everybody, so I want to get your take. Road Atlanta, yay, nay, like excited to come back here next season, or
If it's
Pass.
going to be short again, absolutely. I had a ton of fun tonight. I started 24th, and I was up to 11th before I had the controller disconnect issue. I was having a lot of fun racing, and it was pretty constant battling for about a dozen laps there. I would definitely do this again.
wow,
Yeah.
all right, there you go, high praise.
I saw you going a lot 2 wide, 3 wide. That VR is really helping you out, I guess, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you can look over and see exactly how far away you are. In most cases, it worked. I think I had some contact with Jeff Torbeck early that I don't know if it was netcode or if I squeezed him a little, but outside of that, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Any takeaways from this for you, other than it's nice to get a little more than a couple seconds of warm up?
Yeah, this league is getting super quick. I think
Mm.
somebody had a 105.1 was the fast lap of the race. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's see. Is that
should
right?
block
What
all the
105.1?
Yeah, Adam Wright had 105.111.
New alien.
That's crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Well, last question for you. Just because I got some insider information there, but new paint scheme, how's that coming?
It's coming. I'm about halfway done with the stripes. I'll be able to get the other half done this week, and I should have something for next weekend.
Nice. You guys are in for a treat when that is unveiled. Hopefully next weekend. We'll make sure to feature that prominently on the stream. I'm
I
very excited
appreciate
for it. Yeah. Well, hey, Ray, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Michael McLeod helped me out with pit strategy this week. He gave me a
Ooh.
pretty good number, and it was gonna work until my controller disconnected.
I don't tell people I know how to do
Yeah.
that. Nobody's supposed to know.
Giving away the trade secrets there. I like it.
He did better than JRT did, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
Every week, I'm here for you.
Well, congratulations once again, man. Glad you had a good time, and we will see you next Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
See you. And last but certainly not least, Jeffrey Decker is joining us in the booth. As I focus in on the car that looks like it's seen some things, but had a pretty good start to the race, and recovered actually pretty dang well, all things considered, I gotta say, ending up in 8th spot after all that, which is something I believe you've done before. Taken a bad situation and squeezed something out of it, the whole lemons lemonade thing. So talk to us about what you saw out there tonight.
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry, I messed up my push to talk.
No,
Yeah,
you got it working now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear you.
cool. Yeah, I had to update the button. Yeah, no, I had seen some things. Unfortunately, yeah, was like running in the lead. Was having a pretty good battle up there. Adam got me at one point. I got back past him, and then Chris and I were having a nice little battle, and he got me into T1, but kind of ran deep. And then I tried to cut back, heading into like 2-3, and I think I just turned in a little bit too early for the line that he was on the inside, and we kind of interlocked wheels. And as that goes in open wheel racing, it's usually not a good recipe.
Yeah. That exact spot. I want to say that we had the exact same thing happen earlier in the race, and then we may have seen it a couple times even in this race. That spot just seemed to be ripe for contact. And yeah, I will let the stewards say what they say about all of that. But either way, just talk to me a little bit. I think for some of the drivers out there who maybe aren't as fast or experienced, when that happens, and you've got this car that, if I don't know if you can see the stream, but it looks like what it looks like here, and you're kind of being down. What do you do? Is there anything, or is it just kind of innate in you? Like, how do you just say, okay, you know what? Here's where we're at. We're gonna do what we can. You obviously stayed out as long as you could. We were talking about when you might come in, to get that repair. What goes through your head?
Yeah. I mean, the main thing was from that point trying to feel out how damaged the car was. At first, it didn't feel too bad because actually through the slower sections, I really couldn't tell. But as soon as you got into like, what is it, like turn 6, like the long sweeping one, and then the back straight, it was just way down on front speed. So I kind of had a feeling, I couldn't see it, but I had a feeling like just something at the front was mangled. It turns out a lot at the front was mangled, I think.
I mean, I kind of was hoping your front wing would just fall off at that point.
Yeah, it might have helped.
It was dragging and just on the ground and just creating drag.
Oh, yeah, nice guy.
but yeah, from there, it was just trying to figure out how much slower I was, and then to try to also like look at the fuel calculations to see how many laps I had to do to get to the stop, and then try to do some mental math there to figure out if it was worth staying out or not. And I kind of just decided if I could latch on to people as much as I could through draft, like even trying to stick in someone's draft, I just couldn't stay with them. But as much help as I could get, if I could kind of do laps within 2.5 seconds or something like that, I'd be okay. And that's kind of what I was able to do. So yeah, it just stayed out. And then I think I came in before my fuel calculator said I should, but I give it a little bit of buffer. So I was kind of just like, I think I'm okay. And yeah, I mean, I pulled it in on the right lap, but yeah, it hurt falling down the order for sure. But it was also fun working my way back up. Mike Bowers and I were kind of working together and slicing through the field. We had like a really fun, like 4 of us kind of fighting through that final chicane and into the final corner at one point. I think that was with JR and someone else. And that was a lot of fun. So yeah, a lot of fun. And then hunting down like Michael, almost had him there at the end, but not quite. So it was a different look to the race than I wanted. I obviously wanted to be up at the front and kind of contesting for the win again. But hey, man, sometimes these things happen.
To piece it all together, even with unfortunate events, and end up in eighth, that's very good. That's very respectable position given how intense this race was for everyone, front to back. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the recovery got to be happy with.
The stewards are certainly going to be super busy, but it could have been a lot worse. So I think there's going to be some frustration and all that. But either way, man, it goes a lot. It says a lot about you that you just collected yourself and made the most out of it, and still ended up P8. By the way, not a lot of people could do that, to get involved in an early incident, rebound, and get a top 10. We've already we've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times, and it's already been said earlier in one of the earlier interviews. This league is getting competitive, so congratulations overall. Yeah.
I was convinced Adam Wright had the pole today. I was excited for him, and then at one point I heard that he took the lead, and I was like, yes, buddy, come on, because it's fun to have a first time winner, right? So yeah, I was pulling for him there. I don't think it panned out for him. Like, Carl got the win, so congratulations there. But yeah, it's really fun to see.
Carl, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. But no, it's super fun to see different names popping up more regularly at the front of the grid, and it just makes things a lot more fun and exciting.
Yeah, Adam said he had another 10th on his last qualifying lap, but lost it in the chicane, and then you got him by 0.03, 300. So yeah, that's close quarters qualifying there. The qualifying that we have now, everybody's so close. I think in theory it would never work. It would never ever work. I know we've talked about doing F1 style qualifying before, but how tight the field is right now, like logistically, it couldn't happen. The iRacing just isn't set up that way. But it would just be so fun to see you guys do that style of thing, because we talk about it every week. How from first through 30th or something like that is within under a blanket basically. So
yeah, I think it was top 28 tonight. We're all within a second, and then like the top 4 were within a 10th, which was bananas also. So,
right.
I will say, like, so in practice today, I was trying to do quali sims, and as the lobby started filling up and there were like 30, 35 cars on track, it is tough finding space. I was trying to do like no draft laps, so obviously like trying to get closer to what we deal with in qualifying. But if you start throwing in like open quali and draft, things get super interested, because I know you just got to hook one up, kind of time your draft, and you can get some interesting guys at the front of the grid. So it would be interesting to maybe pilot open quali, but let's do it on a big track.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
Great for that.
Unfortunately, like the closest thing they have is open qualifying, but I want the Q1, Q2, Q3, like I want the whole 9 yards. But yeah, ain't gonna happen anytime soon. But a man can dream, can he?
Yeah, it would be cool. I think we'd get some surprises there too because of how the draft works. So it would be interesting to see, someone might get caught out in Q1 every now and again, which would make things interesting for sure.
Petition iRacing for the change.
I know. They got to get on that. Got to get on that. All right. Well, I'll make a forum post. Everybody can go upvote it. Well,
exactly. That's the way to go.
We're going to let you go, Jeffrey, but anybody you want to say hi to?
No, just thank you to my wife as always for letting me race. Cheers to you guys for the broadcast, and then I'll just give a shout out to Chris Herrera because yeah, I just thought I left him more space on that incident, so I'll give my verbal apologies here since I've already done one in Discord as well.
There you go. Well, I hope you ship your equipment off soon.
Yeah,
that's neither
it's
here nor there, but we'll see.
It's going in the mail tomorrow. You're getting your Danny Rick
that's what you
shirt
told
that
me
you like
last
tomorrow.
week.
No, it is. It is definitely going. I'm going out of town next weekend for my mom's 60th birthday anyway, so I gotta get this
happy
stuff in the mail.
birthday. Make sure you send our SNS love.
Oh, I will. I'll
right.
tell her everyone's wishing her the best.
Perfect. All right, man. Well,
Cheers,
take
guys.
care.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you around.
Yeah, have a good night.
Later days.
Ian.
I got. Oh,
I'm moving channels around. I can't be trusted. Ian, you're in the interview standby booth.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, where'd Michael go?
I don't know. He doesn't like me, I guess. He's like, oh, that Ian guy's in here. I'm out of here. Bye.
He's getting he got the yeah, he's got to go. He was told he has to go. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Get that.
I hear him.
There you go. So Ian, you had a couple of eventful races here, but I just want to say, man, you finished up 7 spots in the Skippy Formula 1 race.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The top 20 for you.
My first, I think.
No, really?
I think so. I got a big grin on my face. I think I've finished in the top 20 before, but I think this is the highest I've ever finished.
Okay, well, you beat Max, Peter, Ray, Jeff, Chris Herrera, Lyndall McMurphy. I mean, Aaron Love.
They were all very, but you see, they were all very kind and they crashed.
The list goes on. Yeah, well.
Yeah, if they're good enough to crash in front of me, I'm good with that, you know?
Yeah, take it where you can get it, man.
You know, I 20th is 20th, right? I'm very, very pleased with that. And I'm even more pleased with the SF2 result.
Right. Naturally.
That
was a fun race. You guys had 17. I think 17. I keep saying 17. Yep. I don't know if that was how many people were in the session or if that was on the grid, but yeah.
No, there was 17 people on the grid.
That's a good number. I hope we can keep that up, and I hope people, if you're watching or thinking about racing Skippy Formula 2, remember you do not need to be a league member. There are minimum requirements, but come out and race Skippy Formula 2. You get a nice little broadcast. You get me yelling at you. Like what could go wrong? But
no, that was a fun race. Unfortunately, the tap was a little warm.
It was a little warm, man. But I gotta say, that's got to be a nice warm up for a 40-degree Fahrenheit, at least, cooler track.
Oh my gosh, I felt like I had glue on my tires in this race. I'm sure all of the people that ran the SF2 race were like, "Wow, this is so much easier."
It was probably an adjustment to be like, okay, I can make that stick now.
Yeah, I could go through turn 1 without braking. It was like, what? I was freaking out, man. Oh, good lord! But yeah, fun race. Both of them were really, really fun races. I had a penalty, I think, that must have been held over from the last time I raced, which I must have been ages ago because I honestly do not remember it. So I had a drive-through right at the beginning, which hurt a little bit in terms of keeping myself in position. But what the advantage, of course, was that it left me with was that I had a clear track in front of me. And all of the shenanigans that people were doing were way up the road. And so by the time they kindly crashed out of my way, I could pass them without getting caught up in that. So yeah, I think I could highly recommend it.
Yeah. That's how I was handling my Formula V race on yesterday now, I guess. But,
yeah. We have it on video.
That was a lot of fun. I think I might do that again. Not to take away from you. You'd had a great night, man. That was a lot of fun. And so Road Atlanta short suits you. We've asked this of all the other people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, it just kind of clicked tonight. for the first time.
Mhm.
And I was able to fairly consistently be in the low 107s, high 106s
Mm.
once the tires were up to temperature. And yeah, I was really pleased with that. So yeah, no, bring it on, do it again. Happy with
Yeah.
that. Happy. This would be a great track for Formula V as well.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. This reminds.
You know?
This was. I feel like this is like my other find. And Jason seemed to agree. I don't know if he was just being nice or not, but Barcelona club configuration very much reminds me of this. It's short, wide track, a little bit of elevation change. You know, it's basically it's almost the same thing. It's like the first few turns, and then you loop back around to do the end of the course. It's basically the same thing. So
Yeah, also a short VIR might be fun.
yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, you
either
know,
end.
I don't want to say anything bad about the Formula V because a lot of people love it. It's not, the car itself is not like, it doesn't do anything for me, but I had a blast driving it with you guys. You know, like in the by you guys I mean like the SNS guys, the you know, the
Well, I
folks who are
think
driving it.
the really fun thing about the Formula V is because the car is not particularly fast
Mm-hmm.
and is quite underpowered.
Mm-hmm.
You end up getting you have more control over the car, and you end up getting really, really close racing, which becomes just so much fun to do.
Yeah.
And also because it's quite drafty, you know, you can get up behind someone and pass them. I mean, the race on Saturday, there must have been, I mean, you must have passed the guy and had the guy behind you pass you, you know, 10 or 15 times.
Oh yeah.
It was, you know, it's just a hoot.
Yeah.
It's just a hoot.
Well, yeah,
You know?
Landmark Park is just like a meme for that, basically.
Well, yeah.
So,
Well, that's true. That's true.
But you know, it was still a good time. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, Formula V, good Saturday. Check it out. We're still, at least for the time being, rocking the USF 2000 League Thursday night, and we've got Cav OK broadcasting that. Pim and Peter do a fantastic job.
They do.
And the racing there has been fantastic. Hoping for a little bit higher grid count because I just feel like everybody who runs the car is like, oh yeah, okay. You know, there's some people who are like, no, this isn't my cup of tea, and which, you know, I get. Obviously, I just said that about the
Right.
Formula V, but you know, there's a good group that is dedicated to learning the car, and the tracks are a lot of fun. I think they got a really good schedule lineup. And like we said, you get a free broadcast of it. So go check that out. And Sunday nights, that's it. That's what we're working on right now.
Yeah. And I've been yelled at. I'm sorry to say, and abused by several members of the league. I'm not going to name any names.
Smart.
They held my name and your name in vain.
Oh.
With some very loud and long expletives. We've been told in no uncertain terms that we have to produce another podcast.
I was kind of shocked by that, and I'm going to tell you why, Ian. I not that I don't think that we can't do a good job, but why would nobody wants to hear?
Well, apparently we're both wrong on that one, because I thought people would be like, "Yeah, this is way too long. You guys talk too much rubbish." You know,
look at we're doing it right now. We're literally doing it right now. We're talking too long. We're talking about rubbish. I don't understand it, but that is, you know, if that's what the people want, we'll do it. I think I did see one comment. It might have been from Ray. I could be wrong about that, but he really was digging the driver profile. So I think that may be a good point, is that it may not be that they want to hear more of us. They want to hear more about
other people,
the drivers in the league, which I agree with. I think that part of the community there is giving, you know, people an opportunity to like, hey, this is who I am. This is who you're racing against.
Yeah.
It's a little weird with internet strangers, but at the same time, at this point, most of us have been together for months, if not years. And
yeah, some people will say they're one of their longest relationships.
At some point, you got to rip the Band-Aid off and just admit that we're pretty close. So
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and the other
makes
thing,
sense.
Chris, I figure is we should make like some sort of a schedule, right? So we'll say, okay, these are the people that are coming in, and if they don't show up, we just make it up about them. We just like create their personality, persona, their likes, dislikes, favorite color.
I mean, you were always good at that. I may have
Well,
to defer to you, but I will do my best.
we'll have to give them a warning, so they can
All right.
consider this their warning. That if they don't step up, we'll just make it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do that in the Formula V race, but I was having too much fun watching you guys actually racing and talking about the racing.
Yeah.
To have
Well,
time to
shoot.
make that stuff up.
I mean, other than like, Big Bend and left-hander, it was just throttle down and go for it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think the next one should be fun. Where's the next one? The next one is I'm looking. Alton Island. Historic. That should be good.
I do like Alton.
Yeah, that should be a good track for the skipping.
Cool.
For the Formula V. So great races, really enjoyed it. Awesome racing by everybody. I haven't raced for it feels like months, but probably only a couple of weeks. But yeah, just so much fun to be back behind the wheel. And I'm over the moon with how I did. So,
Yeah. Well, that may be the trick. Jason and I have talked about this before, where sometimes time off is the best thing. You come back and you're like, oh, I'm a little bit faster than I used to be. It's a weird phenomenon.
Yeah.
I'm sure, there's research and explanation behind it, but sometimes taking time off and kind of letting the brain rest a little bit is exactly what the doctor ordered for finding some speed.
Could well be. And you are. We got to get you racing more. I think you definitely dedicate a bit more time to that V.
It's funny you bring that up. I have been. I want to race with you guys more. I've been keeping a pretty busy schedule. The Pim and Peter, the aforementioned broadcasters extraordinaire, are broadcasting now the Bonfire Racing League's Premier Cup Series on Sunday mornings. And they have graciously decided to do that. There's no money involved in any of this, by the way. Cav does not charge. This is just what we do for fun. And these guys are just A+ grade A human beings, and they put on a heck of a show. So go check out from earlier today on both YouTube and Twitch, Cav, what you're watching right now. There was a great race at Kentucky earlier, and they did a fantastic job calling an oval race, which I know is outside of their wheelhouse, or so they say, but they're starting to play that card too much because they're doing a fantastic job of it. And so I've been doing that, finishing up a ARCA series on Tuesday nights, and I'm in the hunt for the championship, but I'm in kind of a slump, so no real hopes for that, but we'll see what happens. And other than that, man, yeah, I enjoyed Formula V. That seems like a low time commitment, which I appreciate, and a pretty good time slot. So if I get to race with the drivers of Sunday Night Skippy, then I'm all for it. So.
And I'm hoping, actually, I don't know if this is going to come to fruition, but so don't tell anybody else, because I don't want anyone to get too sort of excited about this. But Annie and Larry from Snail Racing, I was chatting with them, and one or both of them might see if they can come and do a couple of Formula V races with us.
Very good. That would be very cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah,
I reached out to them before about our winter challenge, and understandably they had a very busy schedule, so they opted out. But that's very cool that they would.
Well, not only that, they're in Scotland, so their time zone is
certainly
our normal Sunday Night Skippy races are AM in the morning, early for them. So they've got 3 small kids or 2 small kids and a dog, and they're like, nope, can't do that. So, but because the Formula V is Saturday mornings, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon for them. So they might be able to make it. So we'll see. I sent Annie the deets, and I'm hoping that we'll get something back from them, and they will come and join us.
Very exciting stuff, man. That's
But
it's good when
don't
worlds.
tell anybody else yet, okay? Because
No, just we've only, I was going to say, as soon as you said that, we went from 20 people to 19 people watching. So only 19 people. We got to keep them.
Let's hope none of them.
And most of them are, let's be honest, most of them just have it up so that they can, on YouTube, so they can go back and watch it immediately instead of having to wait for it to process.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Cool.
Oh, good Lord. All right, buddy.
It's time to get going.
Yeah. Get in touch with me during the week offline, and let's set up a time. We'll pull together another podcast.
100%. Yep. I think it's a good idea. We'll put our driver, what do we want to call it? Intro, or that's not the right word.
I would say driver of the day, but it could be driver of the podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, driver of the week. Yeah, something like that. That's cool. We'll give it a shot. Either way, have a great night, and we will see you. I will see you hopefully sooner than Sunday. Put a podcast together, but we will see you next Sunday at the very least, and doing good things on the track. Good luck.
I hope so. Thank you, sir. And good night to everybody.
Good night to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sending your messages. We really appreciate everybody. We got some. We already got snitches out there. Yeah, no, that's fair. Ian did let the cat out of the bag. Yeah. Thanks for showing up and giving your support. The comments help. The views. Again, we don't monetize anything. I don't really give a crap about any of that.
Oh wait! Hold on. I had something to say, and I've now that you talk about monetizing, I have to remember.
I was doing my riff at the end, and you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm killing it. Who was it that is going to his mother's birthday?
Who's it that was going to? I think that was.
Was it Decker?
Decker, yeah.
Decker. All right. Well, I do hope that he's gone to the merch shop and bought her something nice for her birthday.
Only if he was a good son.
Because,
if he was a good son, would he go to the Etsy Kavoke store and buy a SNS mug? She may I tell you what, I got the blanket.
How about the throw? Yeah.
I got exactly. I'll tell you what, I think that's an underrated item on the store. I was super shocked by that. And by the way, for those of you who are watching, I make 2 cents. I try to round it up. It's at cost. I'm just putting it up there so people can get some neat SNS branded stuff if that's your thing. It's in some of them, I'm sure it's all the way the finances work out. I may end up actually having to pay for some of it, but I don't care because I want people to have that stuff. That throw, go check out that blanket. It is comfy. I got it for me. My boys steal, it's gone. I need to get another one. I might as well get 3 of them because they love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
100%. Yeah.
All right. I'm done now. I'm done.
All right. Well, that's a better ending anyway. We'll see everybody next week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And be good. We'll see you. Oop, that's the wrong mouse. I have 2 mouses. Mice.